Hey my loves, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be reviewing the new Huda Beauty Glowish powders. I have two shades, number 7 and number 8. Also got a blush and some lip glosses from Iredale. They're the new hyaluronic lip glosses. So you guys are going to get to see everything, the whole entire look. Of course, my overall thoughts at the end of the video. And with that being said, we're just going to jump right into it. Using the LYS Glossy Lip Treatment Oil. I already moisturized. I use the Magic Cream by Miss Charlotte Tilbury. So I'm going to use the primer by Huda Beauty Y Not. It's a Huda Beauty video. This is the Water Jelly Primer. And I love this because it's very lightweight. And I think it's great for dry skin. Alright my love, so here's the Luminous Pressed Powder. I have two shades. I purchased shade number 7, which is 10 light. It's more of a neutral undertone. And the shade 0810, which is a little bit warmer. This powder retails for $33. It's a total of 13 shades. It claims to be lightweight. It claims to blur. It claims to smooth the skin. And it's supposed to be a lightweight, buildable type of powder that does not crease into fine lines and that doesn't settle into fine lines and doesn't get cakey. It's supposed to have a natural finish with like a luminous glow to it. So I've tried this powder many different ways and you guys are going to see how I was able to make it work for my skin type and for the type of makeup that I like. I am not going to be applying this powder straight onto my face as a powder foundation because I don't think that it looks good like that. I find that it looks better if you use like your concealer to kind of even out your face first, or your like tinted moisturizer or your foundation, and then go in with the powder to kind of just lightly dust it on, but not as a powder foundation. You guys will get to see why. I'm going to have pictures and kind of like a video showing you guys how it looked just applying the powder on its own. And so yeah, we're just gonna get started, and I'm gonna be using the Glowish Skin Tint by Huda Beauty as well, and I'm gonna be using the shade 0810, and I'm just gonna be applying this with a sponge. I'm gonna cream bronze with the Chanel. This is the Le Beige bronzer in the shade. How come the shade's not on here? Am I blind? $3.95. So that's what it looks like. It's just gorgeous. And I'm using my Patrick Ta contouring brush. Looks like that. I'm gonna grab this MAC blush. This is the Glow Play blush. This is the cream product in the shade Rosy Does It. It's like this purpley magenta shade with my Sephora 55 brush. I'm just using this as a base for the Huda powder blush that I'm gonna apply later on. For concealer, I'm using the KOSAS Revealer Concealer in the shade number 7, I believe. Yes. I'm using the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Powder in the shade Medium. This is a MAC 240S brush. So very lightly with the same powder, I'm going to grab this fluffy brush from Real Techniques, and I'm literally just tapping it once. And I'm going to set the rest of my face. Going in with the Huda Beauty Glowish Bronzer, I use the shade number 4, Deep Tan. And again, my MAC 140S brush to apply the bronzer. So I'm going to grab the new Glowish blush by Huda Beauty. I ended up getting the shade Caring Coral number 2. Let me just see. Hopefully you guys can see that shade. It's really pretty. It's like a marbled blush. It looks more pink than coral to me, to be honest. The light is washing it out, but there you go. That's better. It definitely looks more pink to me than anything. Not really coral, so yeah. I'm going to be using my MAC 137 brush to apply it. This blush, I would say has like a velvety natural finish. It's not matte, but it's not shiny or shimmery. Like there's no glitter in it. Very smooth, the formula. And I would say it's definitely pigmented, but you can always soften it up by just adding like a small amount. It builds up really nicely too. Now I'm gonna go ahead and grab the new Glowish Luminous Pressed Powder. And I'm gonna be honest, you guys, shade 7, I think I'm gonna return just because it looks a little grayish on me. I'm gonna be putting up like a screenshot or like a video here so you guys can see what I'm talking about. It looks pretty gray. It just looks like I applied a highlighter. I'm not into it too much. Shade 8, even though it's warmer and it's like a shade darker than my complexion, I find it just looks more natural. So I'm just gonna use shade 8 for the purpose of like the video. I'm gonna grab the same brush I used earlier. I'm gonna swirl it just a little bit, tap that off. I'm gonna drench my face with Fix Plus. Alright, so I want you guys to take a look at how glowy my face is right now. Like it's extremely glowy, and I didn't apply any liquid highlight. You guys know that when I do my makeup, I always do like my moisturizer, my primer, then going with like my Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter, then foundation, then cream bronzer, then like a cream blush, and then like a cream highlight. Like I layer a lot of products that are cream or liquid based, and I didn't apply any liquid highlighter today at all for the purpose of this video because I wanted you guys to see how intense this powder looks on the skin, and I absolutely love it. However, it took me a couple of times to finally figure out how to make it work for my skin. I just want to finish up my eyes real quick using the gingerbread. This is the Extra Spicy palette by Too Faced. I'm sorry, you guys. I think this is discontinued, but I have to use my stuff. So I'm going to be using the shade right here. This beachy shade right here. I think it's called In a Pinch. And I'm just using this fluffy brush right here. Just applying this kind of like in the crease area. So I went ahead and applied the Rare Beauty mascara. So now we're going to move on to lips. And I'm super excited to share with you guys these new glosses from Iredale. They sent me all of them, you guys. Thank you so much, by the way, Iredale, for all of these goodies. These are the Hydropure hyaluronic lip glosses. They feel like a lip balm. I'm not kidding, you guys. Of course, I have a few favorites, but overall, the formula does not feel like a lip gloss. It's the weirdest thing, but you guys will get to see. And they also sent me this lip liner that I am so in love with in the shade Cocoa, because you guys know I love my MAC Cork pencil. I love my MAC Chestnut pencil, the Charlotte Tilbury Foxy Brown pencil, and this is such a beautiful like brownish like chestnut color. So I'm gonna go ahead and line my lips with this pencil real quick. Where's my mirror? you guys, I'm gonna finish everything off with the Glow Cocoa Hydrating Mist by Huda Beauty. Oh, I thought I broke it. Alrighty, my love, so this is the completed look. We have very fresh, glowy skin, glossy lips, just a natural vibe overall. So we're gonna go ahead and get into my overall thoughts on all the new products I tried today, starting off with the blush by Huda Beauty. I love the fact that you can recycle this, so that's a plus. Overall, the formula is really nice. It's definitely a natural velvety type of finish. So you're not gonna get shimmer or glitter, but you're also not gonna get a matte finish. So for all skin types, I think this is the perfect formula. Now, the color itself, I'm a little thrown off by it because it says that it's supposed to be coral, but it looks more pink than coral to me, which is not too bad. But you guys know I don't like pinky or mauvey type of undertones or colors overall. So yeah, but once you put it on, I mean, it looks good. It looks peachy to me. Maybe it's a mix of the bronzer with the blush. I don't know. But I made it work. I do like it. I'm not obsessed with it. I don't think that this is anything like innovative or anything that you have to have right now. It does give a beautiful flush of color. So I like the fact that you could apply a little bit and build it up if you want to for a more intense type of look. But overall, it's really nice. I'm just not like obsessed with it or in love with it. I think it's a beautiful blush. I also feel that she needs to definitely add more shades, especially warmer shades, because I feel like the ones she has, all of them look pretty pink, pretty purpley, pretty mauvey to me. And we need more orangey, more bronzy type of shades, in my opinion. And I feel like the lighter shade is the only one that's pretty like peachy and warm tone, but that's only gonna work on lighter complexions. So yeah, overall, I will rate this like an 8 out of a 10. Again, it's a beautiful product, but I don't think this is something that you need to have right now. You know what I mean? So yeah. Alrighty, my love. So let's move on to what we came here for, the powder. There are so many claims to this powder, and I'm gonna get into it because I have to say I disagree with a lot of the claims. Starting off with the formula. It claims to be a natural, kind of like luminous type of finish. It claims to not settle into fine lines, and it claims to be very blurring and supposed to smooth out your pores and all of that. And it's supposed to be transfer proof as well. And I have to disagree. This powder, even though like when I swatch it on the back of my hand and when I like feel it with my finger, it feels super smooth, 100%. And when I look at it on the back of my hand, it looks natural. You do see a slight sheen to it, so it's not gonna be super dry or matte, which I absolutely love. But it's also not like super shiny. However, once I apply this on my face, it's completely different. The first time I tried it, I did the method where she said that if you want a little bit more coverage, to use a sponge or a damp sponge and apply it onto the face. And I did that. And you guys are going to see right here how my skin looked. I removed this whole entire area and obviously left this here so you guys can see side by side. So I'm going to grab my sponge. I'm going to use shade number 8 so you guys can see it, and also 7 so you guys can see how both of them look. I already applied primer, so just to be fair, I'm going to start with shade number 7. And I'm going to apply it right over here. So you guys can see that shade just looks grayish, and I'm sure you guys can see the intense glow that it has. It's almost like a metallic looking type of product. Mind you, it looks super smooth when you use a sponge, but then if you use it damped, this sponge is damped, it's going to intensify the glow. So now I'm going to go ahead and apply shade number 8 right over here. As you guys can see, it's too deep. Like, these shades are off. This is too neutral. So if I wear this on its own, it's going to look great. This is obviously too warm, too deep for me. So the shades are just not, in my opinion, the best. Side-by-side comparison, this looks a lot more natural. So obviously, me personally, I think using a powder on its own is just a no-go. For me personally, I rather use it as a topper to just add a little bit of glow to the skin, but not like a lot, not packing it on, not using a sponge. I prefer using a brush very lightly, just kind of like going like this tapping and just swirling the powder around the areas that I want extra glow. I'm also gonna grab the brush and apply by itself right here so you guys can see. Because I don't want to seem like, you know, I'm bashing Huda or anything. I'm using the shade number 7, by the way. Alright, so as you guys can see, this looks less intense compared to using a damp sponge, but I'm still getting a lot of shine right here. And it's emphasizing all the texture. I don't know if you guys can see, it just shows all the texture on the skin. Like, this looks more natural to me compared to this and or this. I also recommend that you try this in stores so that you could get the shade that best works for you. And another thing that I want to mention, on the website, whether it's on the Huda Beauty website or Sephora, the pictures they have for the shades, like, clearly you can see, and it blew my mind that I didn't realize that you could see the before and after when they use the powder, how shiny, how intense, how metallic their skin looks. It looks crazy. Like, who wants to look like that? Like, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to bash anybody, but that looks ridiculous in my opinion. I don't think that looks natural, you know? And I love a glow. You guys know I love a glow. So another thing I wanted to mention is, if you have this product here and you plan on using both of these, beware and keep in mind that both of these have a super intense glow to them. So if you have super oily skin, I don't think that this is the best combination. I think that it's better that you use your like regular foundation or whatever and then use this with it, because this is pretty intense. I used it today so you guys can see how it looks, and I definitely am getting a super nice glow to the skin, but I use a very small amount with both products, like a super small amount with both products. Overall, I think this powder, I'll give it probably like a 7 out of a 10. I'm just keeping it real with you guys. And the reason for that is because I think that this, when she made this, she probably thought of this. I don't know. Maybe I'm reaching. This is the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder. This one's in the shade Radiant Light. This is one of my favorite powders. I don't use it on camera anymore because you guys know Hourglass is very problematic and they're not inclusive, so I didn't want to promote them. But you guys, I still use this all the time, and it's one of the best powders that I have tried ever, in my opinion. And I think this is pretty much what she went for when it came to this powder. This has a sheen to it, so it's not matte, it's not dry, and it really doesn't have coverage, but it gives such a beautiful glow to the skin. So I'm going to show you guys what I'm talking about. So that's the ambient powder right there. Obviously this shade, when you look at it, you guys are probably going to think, oh, that's too light for you. It's not, because it almost works like a translucent powder. And as you guys can see, once I blend it out, it just gives me a beautiful sheen and glow without shimmer or glitter. And it doesn't make me look ashy whatsoever. So the this powder for 10 complexion is perfect. I think they have other shades as well. I'm not too sure, but I just think that this is pretty much what she was trying to go for. I'm positive. I'm positive. And quite frankly, I prefer the Hourglass one better, just because I'm not getting that metallic kind of like shimmery type of look. Even though the Huda Beauty one does look beautiful, but you just kind of have to play with it. And it was so difficult trying to figure out how to make it work. You know what I mean? So again, I don't think this powder is for everybody. I think it does give a beautiful glow to the skin, but you kind of have to figure out what works best for you and your skin and the type of makeup that you like. And then lastly, to finish up, you guys, all of the glosses from Iredale, I think it's a beautiful formula. As you guys saw, they are not super pigmented. They're very natural glosses. So if you're a very natural type of person, I think they're beautiful, and they don't feel like a lip gloss. They feel more like a lip balm. So very hydrating, very soothing on the lips, especially if you have very dry and chapped lips. Absolutely love them. You guys know I love lip glosses, so can't go wrong with that. But this is pretty much it, you guys. I'm going to keep you posted on the Huda Beauty powder. I'm going to continue to play with it and use it. But as of right now, I don't think it's something that I would say go get. I mean, if you want to try it out, but I don't think it's a necessity in terms of makeup. So check the description box below for all the products that I use for today's look. Follow your girl on Instagram and TikTok at Simply Diana J. And I will see you on in the next one. Bye, beauties.